Hi, it's Screen here today, and I just want to start off by saying I am sorry that this part took so long for it to come out, but I've been very busy over the last couple of days. It's been my boyfriend's birthday, so I've been spending it with him and doing all sorts of nice things. Well, been eating cake. Basically, I've been eating cake, so that's why I've been absent. But anyway, I'm back and I'm finally doing the voiceover for this renovation that I've done. I'll tell you a little bit about it. So this new series that I'm starting is called the AtoZBuilds, and I am going to build a lot or a commercial lot or a house or whatever takes my fancy from the letters A to Z. So obviously A, which you might have seen, was the A-frame house, and this one is a barn conversion. So what you can see now is me deleting quite a lot of things, putting in some walls here and there, and my idea for this was that this is a English style barn, and this couple who you might... Oh my god, I'm so sorry about that. That was my cat, he just fell off the side. Anyway, this couple that you may have seen at the start of the video that are just hugging right there on the lawn, they have bought this rundown old barn and they're going to convert it into their dream home. So they're both aspiring, in fact I can't remember what they are. I think he is in the... Basically she wants to be an actress, but I can't remember what he wants to be. I think he's like some sort of entertainer or something. So anyway, so I haven't completely finished their story just yet, so but I will eventually. I'll finish the story. So obviously I've had a look at a lot of pictures of barn conversions, and the main thing that I've kind of seen so far is that they're all very open plan, and obviously there is no kind of floors in a barn. It's very kind of open right up to the ceiling, so I didn't want to completely cut it off from having that feature. I wanted it to be like fairly like open and, you know, very airy and stuff, and I wanted to keep the kind of theme with the bricks and everything, and I didn't want to get rid of that. So what I've done is I've just kind of made it look like they've kind of cleaned up the brickwork on the outside of it, so I've kept the same style, but it's like a cleaner version. And with the windows, I didn't want to go for anything too modern, so I've kind of gone for those like churchy looking windows where I think they're from Get Together, just to kind of give it a bit of character, you know, just so it looks a little different to my usual modern builds that I tend to do a lot more than anything else. I've gone for that nice like door with the stained glass window. Stained glassed? The stained glass window. Wait, how do you say that? Stained glassed? Oh, I don't know. No, I can't. Words are just failing me today. I've just been back at work for the first time in 2 days, so, in fact no, 4 days. I had 4 days off for the birthday, and yeah, my brain's just gone to mush. Like, all I've done is spend all day yawning, so anyway, enough about that. I am now building a pool, because I figured that in your dream home you might have like an outdoor pool, so this is going to be like a little backyard. Also, I didn't mention that building next to it was supposed to be like an old rundown stables. Obviously we don't have horses in the game, and to be quite honest, it's an unpopular opinion, but I really wasn't that bothered about horses before anyway. I'd never played with them, so I'm not bothered about having them back, to be honest, but I figured a barn, it comes with a stable usually, so I've put the stables in, and you'll see what I do with those later. That well in the front, I wanted to kind of keep that as a feature as well, and yeah, so I'll talk more about the kind of colour scheme that I've chosen as well. I didn't want to completely get rid of all the windows, because if you were going to renovate a barn, chances are you've picked the style, or you've picked it based on kind of some part of the features, so I didn't want to just take all the windows out and just kind of put new ones in. So I have kept the ones on the end because I like those ones as well, like my new favourite window at the moment. So inside now I'm just trying to figure out what kind of layout to have, and I kind of go back and forth on different layouts for a while. I like all the wood and stuff. I like the fact that they're a quite young couple, but they've gone for a very kind of like old style, because I mean usually you'd kind of assume that young people might go for a more modern contemporary look, but I've gone for a very kind of like period style, so it's not I don't know, like keeping in with the farmhouse kind of look, I guess. It's kind of, in a way, it's kind of the sort of build that I would love to live in, something with like lots of beams everywhere and big spaces with light and stuff, and like a massive area where you could entertain, and big enough for me to have like loads of cats, and a massive kitchen where I can just cook all my food, because I like food. I like food a lot. But anyway, going off on a tangent there. So I've also become quite obsessed with these spandrels, and I still don't know if that's the actual correct term for them, but I'm going to call them spandrels because I like that. And you'll see what I do with them later on, but I do actually like kind of use them to make beams, well, makeshift beams across the top of the roof and stuff. So, and hang like the light fixtures from them, which I thought in the end it was kind of painstaking, like time consuming to do that, but in the end I was really like kind of pleased with how they looked like quite natural. Also, I didn't want to get rid of the brickwork inside, because in my head I always have a story about why I do things. It's like I'm trying to justify why I've done it rather than actually like kind of just owning up to my yeah, sorry about the pop-ups in the corner. I do need to remember to turn those off. So, but yeah, they're just there. They're just there. There's nothing interesting on them, so just ignore them. But yeah, I figured if you were going to buy this barn and you were going to bother going to the trouble of kind of making the brickwork on the outside of it be nice, then you would probably not want to like cover it up inside either. So what I've done here is I've kept the brickwork inside on the outside walls. So any walls that are outside, that go to the outside, basically, are brick. And then the inside walls that I've built, like imagining that they're the newly built walls in the build, like, so for instance, the two walls that are there on the little utility room, they are made out of like this white concrete, which is also a new wall texture that I've found that I'm falling in love with, so I've started using that quite a lot. Yeah, so all the other walls are made out of that, and then you've got your brick walls. I know at the moment that one is white, but it does change to brick. When I finally make that decision in my build, it turns to brick, so just watch out for that. Trying to think what else I've done. It's been a couple of days since I actually built this barn renovation, so trying to remember what I did. I remember thinking afterwards that the doing that little utility room first was a little odd. That, I don't know, it was a very strange place to start, but I think it was because I kept thinking in my head that it was going to be a bathroom, and then in order to stop myself from making it just another bathroom, I made it into a utility room straight away so that I wouldn't do that. I don't know about. I think that was my theory behind that anyway. Yeah, you can see there that I'm kind of choosing the woods again, going for like dark woods. And the good thing about this is that there is a lot of space, so you can kind of get away with dark woods because it doesn't kind of overpower the build. It doesn't make you feel like really claustrophobic or closed in. So there you go, I've changed the brickwork back there. This area that I'm building now is the kitchen, and I had an idea in my head of kind of what I wanted the kitchen to look like, and then I changed it because I changed my mind, because I always change my mind. I'm very fickle when it comes to things. I have an idea in my head of how I want it to be and then immediately change it. So that's what I did with this, and I wanted that light fitting there that's causing me a lot of problems to be dead centre in the middle, and I wanted it to kind of have the beams around it like you can see now. And for some reason this stupid column here wouldn't sit right. It was really bugging me and it wouldn't. I don't know what was wrong with it. I tried pressing Alt to do free movement with it, I tried everything, and for some reason it just would not where I wanted it to go, so I deleted both of them, and I thought, well, we'll just not have one then, because I'm not messing around with that any longer than I have to, which was too long. So this is me putting in the beams now. I'm trying to place like columns and stuff so that it looks like structurally secure, I guess, so that it doesn't look like everything is just kind of floating, because that's not how it would actually be in a build. And again, trying to figure out where I would have the lights so that they're kind of hanging centrally. And obviously I wanted it like kind of going all the way from the roof down to the kitchen. I then decided to actually open up that walkway so that it kind of goes all the way around, so it's like a balcony rather than a room at the end, which meant that I kind of lost a little bit of space in the back 2 bedrooms, but I don't know, I think it kind of worked out. It looked a little bit better, and you can kind of look over the balcony and look down, and I don't know, it's a bit nice. So this is the kitchen area. Originally I went with those like Selvadorada Jungle Adventure, I keep calling it Selvadorada, those Jungle Adventure worktops, but then I just kind of felt like, I don't know, they look a little normal, and I wanted an industrial style build, so I've actually used these counters that are from the base game. I don't use them that often, and I thought that, you know, they'd be quite nice in this build. They kind of fit the like, I don't know, industrial look that I wanted to go for. And I do like all the little modular pieces that you can get with them as well. By the way, if you don't know how to do that, if you go into the counter section and you click it, there is like a little settings button, and you press that and you get like all these other options for counters and for cabinets and stuff like that. It's a really cool kind of little trick that you can do. It gives you some different choices rather than just having the regular under counters and over counters. That's not what they're called, but that's what I'm going to call them. So I think in this corner I was trying to figure out where I wanted to put the fridge, and then I've decided to like kind of encase it in cabinets and keep I don't know, like kind of, you know, give them a lot of storage. Again, in your kitchen you would want lots of storage. I mean, I'd want lots of places to put things. So it kind of, I don't know, made sense for me to have that, and I could not for the life of me get this corner to look right, because I didn't want to cover up the window too much because I liked the window, but no matter what put there just kind of looked a bit silly. So eventually I just kind of leave that side open. I think I put a picture there or something, or a light or something, just kind of make a bit of a feature out of it rather than having anything there and then just cover that with a blind. So I did end up covering that up in the end then, but oh well. So yeah, I don't know, I was kind of proud with how this kitchen turned out. I thought that it was quite nice. I thought it was quite different to the builds that I usually do, just something kind of outside the box. So talking about the series again, there's going to be a slight inconsistency between this episode and the episode before, in that I didn't realise that when I made the hashtag AtoZBuilds, when I put the dash in it, it actually only did a hashtag for the A rather than to the Z kind of thing. So I've now changed the hashtag to A2Z, as in the word 2. So it's going to be, you'll notice in this video that it's going to say AtoZ builds, and it's going to be spelt different, but this one will be uploaded to the gallery with the correct hashtag, and I might re-upload the A-frame house with the new improved hashtag, but we'll decide, because if you go onto my gallery page, which is greenscreen02, I'll pop it up on screen so you can see, and you can actually just find it on there anyway, so I may or may not do that, but we'll see whether I decide. I guess you'll know if you're watching this in the future. You will know whether I did that or not. And for some reason I had a lot of trouble trying to place this table underneath this light. It really wanted to snap to the top level, and I just kind of get annoyed with things in the game, and then I'm just like, I don't know, and then I give up like that. So I just kind of gave up, and I was like, nope, I don't like this table. And then I was trying to get things to match and things to be even, and I felt like they were too close to the bar stools, and then I thought that they were too too far away and they weren't in the middle, and I don't know, I kind of work myself up into like a bit of a tiz when I'm doing builds, because I like everything to be even, I like everything to match. But you know, I got there in the end, and again, sometimes like when I'm building, I don't have a particular like plan in my head of what I'm gonna do. I just kind of go with it and see where it takes me, and sometimes like an idea that I have doesn't work out, but you don't realise that until you're actually in the middle of doing it. So yeah, you just kind of have to like plan for things to maybe not go the way you want them to, but realise that, you know, just because that didn't work out doesn't mean that something else won't. So just keep trying until you figure out what your style is as well, because everybody has their own style when it comes to building too. Like, not everybody likes the same thing, so like I wouldn't expect everybody to just come in and immediately like this build that I've done. Oh yeah, and then I decided to move the window. That was the problem all along. The problem was the window. I could have just moved that all along, but anyway. Yeah, so everybody has their own style of things. Like, some people just really like building modern buildings. Some people really like building like Victorian style buildings, but whatever you like, it doesn't matter as long as you're enjoying yourself building it. At the end of the day, it's like, I do these builds for myself. I don't do them for any particular person in particular. I do them for myself, to just kind of test what I can do, and then also I might just wake up in the morning and think I've got an idea today and I want to go and do it, which is exactly why I came up with the A to Z build challenge, because I just woke up one day and thought, I want to build 26 buildings and I want them all to start with the letter of the alphabet, and I started doing it. And by the way, if anybody else does decide to do this challenge and starts building an A to Z build, please do let me know, and please make sure that you link me in the in your videos, in your screenshots, and you know, with your gallery ID, because I love to check out what people have done. Like, I'm always happy to like kind of support people and see what they've done and share their stuff. So, you know, feel free to send me stuff. Like, feel free to like link me to your channels and everything. Like, I really don't mind that at all. Yeah, again, I'm happy to support you. You know, like I've said before, come chat with me on Twitter. You'll find me hanging out there most of the day, to be honest, when I'm not at work anyway. So I will always try and get back to people, try and reply to stuff. So yeah, feel free to do that. Anyway, again, I went off on a bit of a tangent. I'm definitely that type of person where I start a sentence and within 2 words in, I'm like 2 miles away from where I started, and then I can't remember what I was talking about in the first place. So I can't remember what I was talking about. Probably about this living room. We'll just go back talking about the living room. So yeah, I just kind of carried on with the kind of style that I've gone for. I don't even know what kind of style this would be. The barn style. Let's rename it the barn style. So I've gone for the barn style. I like to think that this table was like repurposed out of some old wood that they found around the barn, maybe an old barn door or something like that. I don't know. I mean, this is again, a lot of the stories that I kind of come up with for people are the kind of things that I would love to do. Like, I would love to kind of buy property in real life that's like run down and kind of do it up from scratch. I mean, I have absolutely zero idea about architecture. I have zero idea about like renovating a house, because in The Sims you can do anything that you want, but I don't know whether this place would be structurally sound to live in. I mean, I've put all those beams in, but who's to say whether you would actually be able to live there, because it might just collapse all around you. So yeah, I mean, hopefully that wouldn't happen, but you never know. So that's just me answering any questions of why are you not an architect. Not that anybody asked, but there you go. You can refer to this video if you're ever wondering that. But yeah, I'll get back to talking about the build now, shall I? Just stop rambling on about my life choices. In this build there is two bedrooms. There is one downstairs, which isn't the master bedroom. This is kind of intended to be a bit of a granny annex, so like somewhere for, I don't know, your guests to stay. So there's like an ensuite bathroom, there's a little closet there, and then upstairs there is the master bedroom, and then there's like a studio room as well. So again, this family at the moment are supposed to be like quite career driven. They're wanting to be like aspiring actors and singers or whatever it is that I chose for them. So I kind of, in my head, sort of thought, you know, they're probably not thinking about starting a family just yet. They're wanting to kind of further themselves in their career, but on the other hand, there is space in this build for them to change it and add a family and all that. So yeah, so there is plenty of room to grow. Obviously you could have like the nursery downstairs, or you could perhaps have the studio downstairs and have the nursery upstairs. I don't know, like there's plenty of room for you to change and put in what you want to do. Yeah, it's not like completely finished, so it's just kind of as they would want it to be now. And then yeah, so this is like the guest room back here. So this is where all your friends would stay, and I don't know, maybe family or something like that. That's where they would stay. Obviously there's a back door there to going out towards the pool area as well. So this could be like a kind of an access room for the pool, like where you could get changed or something like that. Kind of going for. I've used I think I've used quite a lot of the Seasons furniture in this build as well. I think if I remember rightly, that bed that I've used is from Seasons, and then that dresser and the side table are both from Seasons. I don't know what else is from Seasons. I don't think there is anything else from Seasons. No, but anyway, yeah. So I can't remember where I go from the build here. I feel like I go outside a bit and start doing some of the outside. No, maybe I go upstairs. Again, like I said, I've been busy for the last couple of days, so I've not had a chance to get back and do the recording for this video except for today, and then obviously I was at work all day, so I kind of had to do this in between working. I liked the idea of putting those flowers up there, but then afterwards sort of thought, who would water them? Like, who would be getting up there to water them? But then I thought, well, it's fine, they're probably dead anyway, so it's fine. And now I suddenly had the brainwave of that I haven't put a bin in the kitchen, so I go down and rectify that by putting a bin in. And I'm sure that I'm going to do the upstairs now. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm going to do the bedroom. So yeah, so I kind of worried a little bit that I hadn't left myself enough space to do like a decent sized bedroom, but once I got the bed in there and I realised actually it is quite large, so that's fine. We don't need that much space for it, to be honest. I used these like base game modern cupboards to put like a unit over the bed, and then obviously like put some lights in and stuff and a picture. Just kind of, I don't know, I've sort of mixed, I guess, modern and like old in the build to kind of make it like a mix of the two, because yeah, they are still quite a young couple, like I've mentioned a couple of times in this video, but they didn't want to like completely modernize the build and make it like a completely different to what, you know, the style of the barn is, but then, you know, they still want to have modern things, but that's what I imagine anyway. I mean, that's not what they told me, but that's how I imagined that they wanted it to be anyway. So yeah, so I didn't put too much in the bedrooms. I didn't want to kind of overcrowd it. I wanted it to be still quite open, and for them to sort of, I don't know, I guess a bedroom's a bedroom, isn't it? Like, you're just going to go sleep in there. So I actually can't remember what his career is. I feel sure maybe it's something like a social media expert or something, because I've put this like studio table in there, and I put a computer in there and stuff, and I put lights, so I must have chosen maybe the social media career. I just really can't remember off the top of my head, but if anybody's interested, I can put them on the gallery for people to play with. I think they're called Frankie and I really can't remember her name. Frankie and something McCartney, but I can't remember what her name is. So I was trying to fit as much as I could do into this room. I wanted it to be like, you know, useful. Even though it is a small room, it's still quite useful and an area that you can do a lot in. I've just realised I covered up that clock with one of those posters, and I don't think I moved it, because I don't think I realised I'd done it, to be honest. But oh well. Yeah, getting another table in here was quite tricky because I didn't want it to be too crowded, and then I didn't want to accidentally block off that door, so I moved everything up slightly and then put that computer in with the tablet and everything. So I've kind of given them a lot of technology to be getting on with, you know, because I imagine that they would have a lot of technology being in the careers that they are in, whatever they may be. And I found these little things. I've never used those before, so I thought, yeah, what better place to use them than on this build. They kind of go with it. I don't know what they're supposed to be, but I don't know, I thought they were quite cool. So I put those in. That little sun, which seems to be like in quite a lot of my builds recently. It's a nice little decoration item to put on the outside of the house. So yeah, so this is the main bedroom. This is the main bathroom upstairs. I didn't do an ensuite because, well, there isn't room for an ensuite. But I thought, so I think in total there are actually 3 bathrooms in this build. So there's this bathroom, which is the main one for upstairs. There's the one downstairs in the guest bedroom. And then there is actually a bathroom in the stables as well, for people that are using the pool. So so yeah, there are 3 bedrooms. No, there aren't. No, there technically are 3 bedrooms. 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. So I guess it depends on if you wanted to keep that as a study or you wanted to change it into a bedroom. But yeah, one of them is actually a study. So yes, I'm just kind of like going around and adding in beams here and there to complete the inside of the house. And now we move to the stables. I didn't want to knock the stables down. I keep calling them stables like they really are, but you know what I mean. I didn't want to knock them down, and I really liked how they kind of turned out and what they looked like. So I kind of imagined that they just gave them a fresh lick of paint, and they kept that little gate area, and it's a very kind of open to the elements place. A bit of a party room. I had in the middle bit and put in the bathroom there with a complete shower and toilet and all that jazz. I put an archway at the end, I think, that leads to the pool area. I got a bit of a sore throat. I think I might be coming down with something, but anyway. Yeah, so I've got so I add in this little like shower and I've completely lost my tangent now. Can't remember what I was saying. Yeah, so the bathroom. This is a bathroom. And then, yeah, we go into the outside area. I didn't realise that they had different pictures in them. I thought it was just the same picture but with different frames. So I was like I was playing around with those because I was trying to find like 2 that matched. I'm also thinking about doing some custom content pictures as well. I definitely want to do some custom content pictures for the build that I've got coming up next, which will be C. And also, I did ask a question at the end of my last video, which was A, asking people what their favourite colour was. And if anybody did reply, I would put that colour in my build, and somebody did actually reply. I think it was somebody called Ames replied. So she said that she said that her favourite colour was purple. So I will be featuring the colour purple in my next build in her honour. So thank you for answering that question, and thank you for the lovely comment that you left on the other video. By the way, as I've said before, if you do like this, if you didn't think that me going off on too many different tangents was too annoying, then don't forget to like and subscribe. You know, leave comments on the video because I do like reading them, and I always try to reply to every single comment, and I will always continue to do that, obviously within reason. Like I said before, at the moment my schedule for kind of uploading is going to be quite sporadic, but that's just based on the fact that I do work Monday to Friday, so I kind of have to fit it in around that. And obviously I have cats, and I kind of have a life, so just things I gotta do. So yeah, I'm trying to fit it in around there. I'm gonna try and come up with a little schedule. I don't know how easy it will be to fit to work to it, but I guess it's just something so that if people are watching, they know when perhaps my videos will come out. But this one is going to be taking up a lot of my time at the moment, the A to Z builds, because there's 26 of them in total, so it's going to take a while for me to get through that. So please do be patient. I am trying as hard as I can, and I am also doing some other things in between. I have got a challenge running at the moment which ends on April 1st. So if you do want to take part in that, there's still time. I think there's a couple of days left on that, and I will be doing other challenges afterwards as well. That won't be the last challenge that I do. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. Again, my Twitter handle is @greenscreen02. I'll put it on the screen right now, and again, I'll be happy to talk to anybody or about anything. Just come chat to me on there and what have you, so it'll be quite nice. I will be posting on there obviously when I'm putting things up on the gallery. I'll be posting screenshots telling you when my next build is and stuff like that, so that's probably the best place to go for information about what I'm doing. So as I was saying, the challenge details are actually in my pinned tweet at the moment. Like I said, that's running till the 1st of April, and then after the 1st of April I will be touring the builds. I will do a video as quickly as I can next week to showcase the builds of the people that have done it. Quite a few people have actually given their builds in now, and I've looked at quite a few of them, and they're all really good, so I'm really excited to show them in the video. And whichever build it is that I pick as the winner, I hate doing that though because I want to have them all, but I guess I'm going to have to pick one. But when I do pick one, it is actually going to be put in my world save, which I am eventually going to make available for people to download and use in their games. It will be using all the packs. I did try to do base game packs, but I do own them all, and it's very difficult to kind of stick with one. So obviously I'll outline all this when I eventually get there, because it's going to be a long slog. I'm not even anywhere near finished. So, but yes, that build anyway that you put in for the challenge will be featured in my world for everybody to play with, and also featured in my legacy challenge that I'm doing on my channel at the moment, which is a legacy let's play. So that will your house may show up in that, which should be quite fun. So anyway, back to the build. So I'm doing the little pool area here. Those little benches, I kind of wanted them to look like makeshift sun loungers, which I'm still so disappointed about, that we don't have sun loungers in the game just yet. We had seasons, but we didn't get sun loungers with it, which is really odd. I felt like that would be the perfect time for them to add them in. So they're kind of makeshift ones anyway, with the umbrella and the wicker furniture. I like that furniture. Now I'm just kind of like doing a bit of landscaping. I don't want to go too heavy with the landscaping, because I figured they have just moved in. They have just converted this build, so it's not going to be like completely overgrown or anything, because they've had to do it themselves. So I've just kind of gone for a very simple like lining of the path with those like plants. And then just a few trees, and obviously I've kept the well in the middle. I don't know, I kind of liked it to be a bit of a feature of the build, like it came with the place, so they kept it. And this is getting towards the end of the build, the video anyway. So like I said before, if you like this video, please subscribe, and I'll show you the screenshots afterwards. Thank you very much.